intentions, distractions, and what has been in your playlist this week. Hey, Nate, welcome. Um, let's start with you, Christopher.
The playlist this week, I guess, was a fair bit of Fela Kuti, I think. Yeah, and I'll pass it to Suga.
Thank you, Christopher. Intentions, see what's going on and catch up on comms. Distractions, I think I'm having a little bit of heat exhaustion today. It's really hot here and I'm feeling kind of woozy. Playlist, as usual, I had something fabulous to share and I didn't write it down, but I will share something else fabulous, which is Jose Gonzalez. Do you know Jose Gonzalez? Maybe you already know him. And I will pass it to Nate.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah, my intentions are to catch up with comms, resolve the whole medium issue, and my distractions are none at the moment. My playlist got a lot of Lupe Fiasco, got a lot of Gorillaz, got a lot of Black Keys. Yeah, and that's what I've been listening to lately. But I'll pass it to Mitch.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to just catch up with you all, see what you're working on, and how I can assist. No distractions, and music, man. Okay. I've been listening to lots of like old ABBA and Lime, Venga Boys, stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of driving, so that's probably why I like some good road trip music. And, well, I'll give it to Tam. Have you gone?
No, not yet. Thanks. Intentions are to hear what's going on in comms, see how I can contribute. Same old as every week. I love this crew of people, so it's always fun to be in this meeting with everyone. And my distractions are none. And my playlist, I'm going to go to the podcasts. So I started Dan Carlin's Supernova in the East, which is another series around just, God, hardcore history. It's blowing my mind. One of the most amazing, well-produced, well-spoken podcasts I've come across in a long time. So hours and hours and hours worth of history from a person who I think, had I run across this person in university, I probably would have been a history major. So he makes everything so compelling and brings it so, it's just so to life. So Dan Carlin's hardcore history, Supernova in the East is what's all I'm listening to, basically. I'm on the second episode, and each one is like 4 hours long or something. They're quite meaty. And I'll pass to Lauren.
Hi, everyone. My intentions for the call are just to sync up, see where I contribute. Like, similar to most people's intentions, I'm happy to be here. I like the comms team. And for music, I already recommended Naku before, but today I was listening to Naku again. Naku and Medicine for the People. And there's this song called Wash It Away. And it's like a really long song with a lot of lyrics that are kind of like with like different imagery. And he talks a lot about sort of like letting go of like your ego attachments to things and kind of like learning to love in a different way. And it's such a beautiful song. And I was doing yoga and I was listening to it and I was just like, teach me to love you in a different way. I was really into it. So I'm recommending it to you again. I popped in late, so I'm not sure who's went, but I will pass it to Bye Bye V in case you haven't gone.
Hello everyone, my intentions for today is just to sync up with comp, see what's happening, probably catch up on the conversation going on about the medium. and how are we going to progress with that. Distractions, nothing in particular. And I'll pass it on to Christopher. I don't know if who hasn't gone, who has gone.
Let's go with Septi.
Thanks you. Yeah, my intention is similar like as most of you, like sing with you and hang out. And I don't have any distraction, and I'll pass it to Libby.
Libby, are you there? Okay, let's go with Craig. Then, Craig, we're in intentions, distractions, and just something that has been in your playlist this week.
Distractions, many. Intentions. Yeah, to catch up. I've been off for the past several days doing fun things, and so I'm not really sure what's been going on.
Yo no quiero irme esto.
Yeah, and yeah, just looking to be active this week on all things TEC as much as I can. Back to you, Chuy.
Hey, I can
Thank you,
take
Craig.
it. Sorry.
Go, Libby.
Sorry, I was stuck in a screen and I couldn't get out, and I was like, oh, I want from you, but I okay. My intentions are to. I would love for us to think of how we can communicate this praise thing. I feel like is getting to a point that we can start talking about that, the praise analysis and the decisions that are going to come from there. And I have no distractions and music. I've been listening a lot of Brazilian music. I have phases that I go back to the classics. Now I'll post a link for you guys in comms. And I'll pass to Christopher.
Christopher went already. I think Escanora would be the last one.
Hi guys. So you're talking about distractions and
intentions, distractions, and something that has been in your playlist this week, either podcast or music.
Okay, for intentions, came here to listen to you guys, see what's going on. Distractions, I am having a trading session right now, so I'm going to be doing two things at a time. And music, maybe Rufus. Have you heard about those guys?
I haven't, but feel free to share anything in the comms channel. Usually, people post their recommendations there. Okay, so thanks everyone.
Thank
oh,
you,
hi Ivy. Ivy, do you have intentions, distractions, and just a weekly playlist? Ivy, you there?
Intentions and distractions.
Right.
Hello.
Yes, Ivy. It's intentions, distractions, and something in your playlist this week.
Intentions is to sync with you and know the updates per comms and see what I can support. And distractions, none really. The latest song in my playlist was the one that Jessica sent me. It's from Drake. I forgot the title, but yeah, it's from Drake. So yeah, thanks for asking. And who should I pass it to?
Okay, thank you, Ivy. So let's go with our agenda topics. First, we have just a quick content and distribution walkthrough in case you haven't been like I've been listening to a lot of needs like around articles or specific like forum posts. So this is like a walkthrough in a quick walkthrough in our process. You can find a link to this workflow in the manifesto, or also in our agenda. And well, the idea is to follow this process, which you already have seen. Oh wait, where is this Miro board? I forgot to post a link to this Miro. Sorry about that. Just in case you need to watch it to more detail. Oh, this is, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure to include this link, and this is the process that we would be following. So in a general way, it's good that you read it, because you can try to get a like what it is for. But if you go to the content and distribution repo and you start a new issue, you can have access to this template here. So if you fill this in, this is going to help us a lot, just to be able to classify the content. So this is something that we've been working on for a while, and that as soon as I presented the new audit, I included in the new manifesto. But just to make sure that everyone is in sync with this, I wanted to quickly go through it. So I'm going to include this link in case someone wants to check it out. I'll link it in the agenda. Okay, so does anybody have some questions about this this workflow, this suggestion about like how you could use it, or any questions of some kind? Okay. Let's go to our next agenda topic, which is Christopher's idea. Go ahead, Christopher. And if you want to share screen, I can.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. So did it come up? Yeah. So this idea came up when I was asked to help out doing the work groups page for the website, and this was the initial design that T. Wells sent me, and he asked me to, like, could the page for each working group maybe display the latest forum posts for each working group, which is of course a good idea. But once you look over at the forum, you see that there basically are no posts other than the like one post per working group. There are no like categories for each working group. So the feed isn't there, and I yeah. So basically, the idea is to make this make this happen, and some companies has used this with great success to use sort of a blog flow for agendas and meeting notes and etc. to increase transparency. What are different working groups doing, and what are the plans for next meeting? So instead of having everything spread out in Word documents that are difficult, or Google Docs that are difficult to find, there's like a central hub of information where you can find all the latest information for all working groups. Like the most known company that is doing this is WordPress. And they have been working remotely for a number of years, so they're like a really good inspiration. And let me show you. So this is make.wordpress.org is basically the same page that we are planning for the TEC website, like an overview over the different working groups with a small description. And when you click on a working group, you come to something that is a blog flow, and this flow is used for agendas and for meeting notes and basically for keeping everyone up to date on what is happening. So it's a really simple way of showcasing what is happening in each working group. And this is an idea I have explored before, to use Discord, to use the forum as a like the single source of truth, or not the single source of truth, but to use it as a content hub, and to try to put as much content for an organization as possible, besides from the chat and that kind of stuff, the more structured discussions. To put as much information in the forum as possible, and then you can showcase that information through different channels if needed. So this is a project I work with called the Förenade Inköp and Food Shift, and you see this is a forum post on Discord, the discourse, and this. Later, and these posts I picked up and I showcased them on the project website in this blog flow format. And Discourse has a really good API, so it's really simple to just extract all the information from the forum and format it whichever way you like. You can just extract the markdown content and so you get to format it the way you like. So basically, that is my pitch, is to use a discourse as a source of blog updates for each working group, which would mean we would have to create a subcategory for each working group. And all posts under that category will be showcased on the website, as simple as that. And it would lead, I think, to increased transparency. It would be easier to find information, and people it would be another reason to use the forum. And hopefully it would mean increased engagement in working groups, because it's easier to find information on what the working groups do and etc. It saves time. You have one central location where to look for information, and also finally, one point that I didn't write, it gives sort of a greater purpose to the website. So the website doesn't now the website is basically like a glossy brochure, and with this it would be actually a living thing. So it would be a big reason to actually send people there and go to the website and see what we are up to, because you have the latest information there. So I butchered Marco's design here and just added how it would look before he has touched it. So basically, under each working group page, a flow, a blog flow. So that is my idea, and it's quite easy to realize, I think.
Okay, Christopher, this sounds really great. Actually, like maybe with the Common Swarm updates, we could start like implementing it. Just I have some questions. It's actually really good that ViViV is here. Because it's just to be like more aware of what can be and what can be done. But for example, like in agenda topics, we would be needing to grab this text from the Google Doc, right? Like, is Google Doc compatible with that, or does this mean that we need to migrate to some kind of markup compatible markdown?
Yeah. So the weekly work of the working groups would have to be adjusted a little bit, saying that all working groups need to instead should publish their agenda in the forum instead of in a Google Doc, and they of course can still have working documents and Miro boards and everything, but you use the forum as the sort of the central point where you link to everything else. And so in the forum you put the agendas, and maybe you put the meeting notes, and maybe some group, it depending on how much work you have in each working group. Some groups maybe would like to have like a weekly update. I see in WordPress that's how they use it a lot. Like, this is what has happened in our group this week.
Okay, so the idea would be for stewards, like, for example, like after their working group call, to use like, I mean, we will mostly use Google Docs for agendas. So the idea would be to like keep using that, but maybe more as a sandbox, and after that capture like all of the agenda topics and the meeting notes that we had, posting them in the forum, and then discourse can be like more compatible distributing it, right?
Yeah.
This would be for our page and Discord, if I understand.
No, not the Discord. Maybe I said Discord sometime, but I meant discourse. The forum is the content engine for the web page, basically. So when you publish a new post, the web page is rebuilt, and so that it's always up to date.
Nice.
I'm curious. I'm just wondering for the stewards, like, just adding the overhead of trying to maintain a Google Docs and then updating it into a discourse. What would be the blocker of just removing the Google Docs altogether and just doing everything in discourse? And just updating the notes in there.
Or organizational thing to make persuade all stewards to use from now on. You should use the forum for your agendas. You use whatever you like for everything else, but use the forum for agendas, meeting notes, and like weekly updates.
I think the Google Docs offers something that the forum doesn't have. That is simultaneous participation. Like, people can jump in the docs and write something and put comments. One thing that could happen is, like after each meeting, stewards look into that agenda and the participation that happened in there, and it could be an incentive to keep it organized. So put like the most important information into the forum, or just copy and paste that agenda into the forum. Or another thing could be, we do kind of summarize the week every Thursday for the community call. So it could be just grabbing the info that is in the slides of each working group and posting in the forum. And then other people, the good thing about the forum is that other people can also like add info to it. It doesn't need to be only the student.
Yeah, and one of the benefits is that you can keep the discussion going in the forum as usual, with comments and etc. And you also have a backlog, so you can follow everything backwards. But the way to get going with this would maybe be not to have set the bar super high, but instead, open up for the possibility and let every working group know that now there is a category in the forum, and if you post anything there, that will show on the website. And it could be a good idea to post agendas and blah, blah, blah. And each working group will sort of have to find their own rhythm and find their own ambition on how to use it. So like the minimum requirement would be like, make sure that there is at least one post in that category describing what the working group is about. So it's not, the user doesn't see an empty page when they visit your working group. But yeah.
I had a question. Would we be using the working groups category from Discourse, or would we be making a new category?
I think we can make subcategories in the working group category, because you can have 2 levels of categories in Discourse.
Okay. So because I was wondering, like the initial, I think the idea behind the subcategories in the working group category was that this just contains the manifesto, etc., so that people can easily find that info. Would burying that with, say, call updates or weekly updates maybe remove that feature from the forum? But I think, like, if we're using the site to onboard people to the working groups, maybe that would just make this feature redundant of the forum.
Yes, sorry, I didn't catch the question.
I was asking, like, initially the categories were intended to be for the working group information to, in a way, I think, onboard people. Would that be affected by us adding extra stuff to the category weekly, on a weekly basis? Would that make that one forum post too crowded so that people can't follow the manifesto or something like that? Or would
Yeah,
that not be affected?
the working group descriptions, of course, would move down in the history of the forum if we use the same category. But also, if we have working group descriptions on the website that is more substantial, maybe then we would not tell people to go to the forum to find updated information, but instead go to the webpage and you will see updated information. So that is one way to solve it. Another way would be to create a completely new category in the forum, but that could lead to some confusion when there is a category that is named working groups right now.
Okay, that's great. I really like this idea.
As I mentioned, I really like the idea, and this is something that we could start implementing with Common Swarm, because I regularly make a weekly update on Wednesdays. So I like we could start implementing this as soon as the page is ready. And also, Christopher, if you I'll send you I'll DM you a link to the thread where we post our updates. Maybe we can start tweaking it and trying it out. I mean that is something that is already like going on, and that is like tomorrow I'm posting another one. So I really like this idea. I know that it may be like uncomfortable maybe for stewards. It's just like trying out like so many like stuff and platforms and like constantly finding like new ways. I know that it's just like very like tired, but I do really like ideas like this because of the integration of everything.
Yeah.
Like instead of maintaining like something or looking for someone that can be like updating the web page, which is something that has been a nightmare before, even for changing the Medium link. I mean, this is something that would be done like practically like automatically, and I do feel that these kinds of steps are really good, like really efficient, even though like it takes like some kind of like adoption or just like adapting to it. Like in the short run, I think that is like less tough to do, you know, because you already have a gathering point after. I mean, it's a matter of implementing it in our like personal ways of organizing yourselves. But after each of our working groups, we find the time, we post them as weekly updates. This already puts together a lot of information for the weekly updates that Katie and I are going to be doing for HubSpot. It's already of great help for the community call because you already have like everything posted on the site. So I do feel that this is a great idea that is going to save us a lot of time. So let me know like if like any next steps, Christopher, that you need. Like as I'm going to give you the link to this thread for the Common Swarm, and let's try to find ways to implement this. And yeah, we'll keep the stewards updated on this to see when it's ready. We can start trying it out. And I would really ask like for trust of the stewards for this, because it's gonna be very helpful for comms.
Yeah,
Does
and just
anybody else have
sorry.
Can I jump in for a
Sorry,
second?
go ahead.
Who doesn't trust you, Chuy?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. I just have a
Thanks.
few comments to make, if that's yeah, it seems really cool. Actually, it'd be nice for us to have something on the website that's like substantial and meaty. I like the idea of it being a feed too. Is my initial reaction. I'm wondering, can we do something like, can we pin evergreen content to some of the stewards like on some of the pages, can it be something that's pinned there rather than a feed? Or can you bring it up again? Actually, can you bring the mock-up up again? Or like the information that we have there, the manifesto, the meetings, all those things. Those are, I think. Oh, can you bring up the mock-up?
That one?
Oh yeah, that one. Cool. Yeah. I mean, if we look at what's on the working group, I think Vi has a really good point, and we can find a different solution for that in order for somebody who comes to the forum to also easily orient themselves. Maybe it's one post that has all of the working groups informations instead of different categories for each. So there's 10 ways to fix that, to solve that. But we should also take into consideration, if we are going to lose this one place where people come to understand all of the stewards on forum, that rather than sending them back to the website to click on a bunch of links, maybe we just have one forum post, like here's a presentation of all the working groups. Yeah, I like this. I mean, I like it a lot, but I'd love if we could also somehow incorporate the information that's there now, a link to the manifesto, a link to the agenda, all that stuff, if we could somehow incorporate that on this page as well.
I think it could be worth looking at how WordPress has done it again. So that they have used like the header of the page to sort of describe the working group and like this basic information, and also they have like extra links, kind of, this is a box where the different working groups use this for different purposes, and link to next meetings and etc. Current updates. Yeah, basically that is. So they have. So apart from the flow, they have two sort of fixed pinned boxes that they can edit the content for. The welcome box.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's really neat. That would be great, actually. I mean, especially if we can keep the info that we have already. I mean, most importantly, it's. If somebody comes and wants to see the manifestos, this is sort of where we were saying this is where you find out information about the working groups. So we wouldn't want that to suddenly be lost in a list of posts.
You can have also on the forum, I think you can have a pinned post in the working groups category, and that post that everyone sees in the top when they visit that category is a post that either describes all the working groups or links to the descriptions we already have in a nice fashion with the icons and everything, so that you don't miss anything from the old forum. Sort of, you just add another feature, another way of displaying the information. But I would like also to add one. Yes, sure.
Sorry, can I just add a question, Christopher? So does this sort of override the work that we were just doing with T. Wells, where we had the working groups listed together with the hovering over the descriptions?
And not at all. This is the page you arrive at when you hover and click on one of the working groups. So this is the sub page, and this page we are not implementing just now. Just now we are only implementing the overview.
Right, just the hovering thing where you see the.
Yeah,
so you can hover and click, I guess.
Yeah. So the information in that small hover box would probably we would cut down a bit on that information if we were to choose to do this as well. But
interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have one question regarding, like, there are at least 3 working groups that have bi-weekly calls. So the week there is no call, it would be empty, or it would have like the one of the past?
So it's a blog flow. So it will just scroll down basically.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, whenever something gets posted, like it gets like on top, and it's like the latest update kind of thing. It's like how the forum works, but on like reverse. And well, I believe that the Discourse API allows this, Christopher.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also like right to the left, like already like built in, like it says weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings. So in case people are wondering like why there is a week missing, like the information is like right next to it. I do believe this is a great idea. does anybody else wants to ask something or add?
I'll add one more thing. Just like at the end of our retro, the end of our sprint retro, the action item we were going to incorporate into the sprint was everyone's going to post at least once a sprint. So perfect. Like this dovetails nicely with making sure that gets done. Yeah, I look forward to it. I think it can come out really cool.
Can I just add one small thing?
Go. Go ahead.
What did I want to say? Maybe we should sync with all the stewards, and before we decide to go forward with this. And I don't know how the process should look, so we don't.
It'd be great if you guys want to share it with the stewards tomorrow on the Stewards Weekly. I'll add it to the agenda.
Yeah, for me it depends on what time, but what time is? And one last thing is, I think this course is a really good place to use as a central for all kinds of information. So when we do the token log voting, we have to go to GitHub and post a GitHub issue, which if we speak about added complexity and having to learn new tools. It would be so much simpler if when we do a token log vote, the proposals we vote for are not GitHub issues, but they are forum posts. That is also doable, not necessarily within the current token log. So that of course would have to be extended. But thinking of discourse and the forum as a content hub for an organization is a I just would like to plant that seed in you and think about how we could use that for more purposes. But now I have to jump off and take care of stuff.
Oh, it's okay, Christopher.
Sorry, quick
thank
thing,
you very much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Libby.
Sorry, a quick thing could be to post as an advice process. And then even if you can't come to the stewards meeting, people can just comment in the forum in the advice process section.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yes, also I think I mentioned this in the stewards call, but just that the SourceGrid works really good with discourse. Like, I mean, at least in my experience in OneHive, and Escanore is here probably to confirm it. Like, there's like much more clarity around how SourceGrid works with discourse. Rather like Discord, like sometimes there are like some params that you need to adjust and stuff like this, but in the forum it's pretty straightforward. So this is just great, like to start using it, and as Tam mentioned, like as to like fulfill this goal. So thank you very much for sharing this idea, Christopher. I'll make sure to follow up with that with you on that, and also like if you're not able to come to the stewards working group tomorrow, I will gladly like present this idea to everyone, and I'll help you follow through. This is going to be great for comms. So thank you very much.
Cool. See you all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Christopher.
Okay, and our next agenda topic is forum posts that need to be written. This was like a topic in the last call in params. So I wanted to ask especially Nate, Mitch, Lauren, that you get very familiar with written content. Also Mount Manu, since we're like almost done with productions, he's interested in picking up on also like some writing. So I just wanted to ask like openly about these forum posts that need to be written, so that we can add them to the list, and try to have a better way just to funnel some of the volunteers that approach the TEC. Like I think Fahern was here the last week, so I think that this written content can be really good to have it to have it there, and try to like funnel like some of the contributors that approach the community, and yeah, see if we can put something together around these this needed posts. So Nate, do you would you like to suggest some of these that need to be written?
Yeah, so within the params channel, I have a document that shows an outline of all the params forum posts that need to be written, and a template that I've used in the past that worked out really well in terms of conveying the message and understanding the implications of each of the parameters and what they mean in the overall scope of things. So if you do have anybody that's new or that's interested in helping out with these forum posts, it's always good to get different perspectives and different tones of writing in there. So feel free to hop in, add the link, and follow along, and we'll all review it together once it's done. So I think it would be a really good first step, depending on their knowledge of their params. But it's also a good way to explore and learn more about the parameters and what the bonding curve and all that good stuff does. So,
I saw Nate. Did you make an epic? I imagined that.
I've just included the link in the epic.
Okay, good. Okay, and another thing is that we had forum posts that were written for some of these stuff before that Lauren and I wrote, and I don't know, like the TLDRs. Do you guys want to keep any of that format, or do you want to do something completely different?
I mean, I'm open up for suggestions. I just use my format that I used last time, and if it's too much or too little or whatever it may be, like I'm open to other ideas.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about, though?
I do. I personally feel that the format is great. Also, like if it adapts to like Medium or something, that it usually goes through its own process. But I think so far, it has been really good. So I would go for keeping the same format. What do you think, Lauren?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the TLDRs like are good the way that they are. I'm wondering if maybe like we have like TLDRs and then like smaller posts that are like more thorough of each of the sections, and like the TLDRs is like just have more basic information. But
and I think that's what we did. Like Lauren, when you wrote that conviction voting parameters general discussion, that was you had the TLDR and then you had links for every parameter that went to a separate discussion post.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a nice way to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna actually like I'd like to start an epic if that's okay with you, Nate, in the content and distribution repo, because I would also like to help you follow up with this, and especially if it's around like new contributors, I'd like to give it a try. So I'll I'm gonna take care of this epic. And I'm sorry, Septi, were you gonna add something?
Yeah, Nate was telling something in the last call that was super cool, and was like on every parameter, like explaining like what happened if you like put a lot of this parameter or too less of this parameter, and see like the scenarios. Maybe on the long version, but I think that's super valuable and it's super cool to have on the format.
Yeah, I think the format that I'm using is more for like the dashboard config. So if you're not understanding something, you want to get better understanding of it, you can dive really deep into it, and it's not so much like a TLDR scenario where you're just kind of like, I want to glance over and see what the overall what this is, but kind of like a quick deeper dive.
But you won't be able to write any of that because the Commons dashboard doesn't exist yet.
Yep, and that's why we're going to have that outline and have everybody review it after it's developed, and making sure that we just kind of what are the suggested ranges and understanding what inputs there are, and because we're going to probably have to add some forum posts to it as well.
Are we planning to have something similar to what we did last time, having these parameters writing parties, where we would spend 2 hours writing them, asking questions if there was questions that needed to be asked in the course of writing these posts?
I could gladly like dedicate the next content workshops to this, like for this week and next week. I could be like working around these posts. Probably we that's the way we could use these times for the next weeks. But I don't know if some of you are interested in contributing, but maybe it's not the best time for you. Yes, go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, I just have like a sort of related question or point. It's like kind of with these forum posts and the params things. I know that Mitch has been doing a lot of work kind of changing some of the names and making them like more understandable for the way they're going to be used in the Commons upgrade. So I was wondering if maybe Mitch, you could also like go through this doc that Nate made and just like make comments on, because I just don't remember exactly what was decided on like some of the names, but we were like arguing about them in the doc before.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, like even like opening price, you know, is actually relative to token supply and reserve ratio. And then we have to decide if we're going to talk about that in here or where are we going to talk about it, or if we're going to talk about it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's... Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lauren. I just like there's two discussions. There's the inputs that are going to be on the Commons config dashboard, and there's going to be the actual parameters that exist within the contract itself, you know, which is going to be there in the advanced area or whatever it goes through. But like that's going to be more of a fundamental understanding of how the actual thing works, how the actual voting template works versus what we decide to show people in the Commons config dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So which is going to be more beneficial and what's going to be worth writing our time, I guess, is the other discussion. Do we think people should know what reserve ratio is, and then how do we convey that through communications?
I think it's useful that people know a little bit about what reserve ratio is, or especially like how it affects the opening price. And that, I mean, that's why I made that comment in the doc that these ones should be like one thing. But
yeah,
I think that you have a lot of insight in this, and if you could make comments in this doc that would like help guide comms, and then people could, you know, take ownership over like separate pieces with more clarity, I think that would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I suppose this would be a little bit difficult for newcomers to approach in general. So, yeah.
I mean, that's how I got in. I joined the TEC, and Jake was like, "Write disputable voting." I was like, "Okay."
I mean, it is fair, yeah. I'm down.
Yeah, it's a good way just to go all in, I guess, you know. But it is a lot. You're right.
And that's
Yeah,
the
let's
that we had were really helpful, because there was you know, Griff was there, or Sam might be there to answer questions so that you could sort of get a brain dump of what it was, and while you were writing it, if there was questions, could ask questions. So I don't know if even params maybe wants to carve an hour out to give the writers brain dumps, you know, like just to share. Anyone who wants to take something, say, I don't know, somebody wants to take token release cliff. If somebody could explain what token release cliff is to someone else, then that person could actually just write it up and get it sort of validated. But there needs to be that initial transfer of information to the person writing it.
I think Chuy's suggestion of maybe using the content workshops for comms this week would be a really great thing. And maybe we could even just update the way that they appear on the TEC calendar of being like params forum post content writing workshop.
Yeah, cool. And Griff or Sam or someone would be there to do the explanations?
Yes, I can talk to them. I think there's an AMA at the same time, but I can probably I'll maybe we can then make them an hour long just for this purpose, and in the next weeks. So let's start. If anybody is interested in this, let's start by getting together on Thursday, and I'll try to see if we could do something with a param session on Sunday. I mean, it's of course like optional, but it might be a good opportunity to have the params team there and try to be as synced as possible around the writing process of these forum posts. Yeah. So as you say, Nate, probably is going to be difficult for newcomers. But I see that like some people here, like Lauren, Livy, Mitch, Nate, like I'm gonna be trying this myself. I'll see if Manu feels. I mean, yeah, he already gets the process, so probably he'll be in for this. So yeah, let's start with these working groups. See how we can like diversify our times. Let's set like some priorities on which forum posts are more important, and yeah, let's take care of this. I'm gonna be doing this epic, and we can start like assigning each post for as we go in the process. So yeah, let's meet on uh, Thursday content workshop for this. Okay, just we have 7 minutes left, so I really want to go quickly through this. About the guest blog post. So we have Sargans right now. We're gonna be doing like a small like Twitter campaign just to like pick up on this, and also I think there's like kind of like an outdated article that we found from YGG, but we're gonna be talking to him to see if he's interested. The idea is to have these guest posts around the hatch to generate like some excitement and like between the community. And as some of you know, like I've been working with Sherman for her post. She hasn't been like updated in the TEC since February, I think. So she's like just starting to get a grasp of everything. But we're gonna have her contribution hopefully in the next weeks. And I also was thinking about asking Luke from OneHive. We could also probably use like some help from the boss community that works pretty well. If we have a guest blog, we can be like promoting through OneHive this article in our post, and yeah, see where that gets. So this was also like an idea that I've been having, but now that we are approaching the hatch, I think it's great to use this resource at this point, and then we can keep it as evergreen content. And as a last point in this, I just wanted to show you like some of these insane updates. Oh wait, I already opened it here. Yeah, so this is how T. Wells's presentation is looking. Marco has been helping a lot with this, and yeah, it's just exciting. For some of you that were a little bit out of context, when Katie was mentioning like the whole hovering thing, this is the idea. Right now, this only works with the stewards working group, but the idea is for this to work on each one of these, and to have like a summary of what the working group does. And if you click in it, then you're taken to the next page where we're gonna have these updates that Christopher suggested. So it's starting to get together. I don't know if you get the sense of it, but I'm very very excited for how it's looking, and yes, I feel that this is gonna be ready just in time for the hatch. So yeah, from let's see how this is gonna be working in the next days, the next weeks. And yeah, I would like to give this these last minutes just to see if anybody has any kind of like comments or just anything about comms and maybe input about like some strategies that we can follow. But in a general way, I think that we're starting like to get this with adopting these strategies. And yes, I also feel like the HubSpot, like we still need to hack around that a little bit, but yeah, so we're getting there, like in between the mailing list, the Twitter strategy, and just like the way everything is integrating. Feel free to drop like any comments or suggestions that you have in comms, and well, yeah, like before finishing, I want to see if anybody has some opinion. But thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Go ahead. Like, if you have anything to say.